What's up everyone, welcome back to another video on the JayBee Milly channel. I am JayBee and today we're going to be giving you guys a little bit of an update on the Amazon leak situation that we've been seeing over the last couple of days in regards to Scooby-Doo and Krypto 2 and Scooby-Doo and the Haunted High-Rise. So this source once again comes from at Scooby-Doo Italia over on Instagram. I'm going to leave a link to them in the description down below. Again, we really do appreciate that there's so many people keeping the community up to date with all these things. So what we have today is the release dates, or I guess the release dates on the official Amazon pages. So let's deal with them systematically. Starting with Scooby-Doo and Krypto 2, there's a lot of other information here, but I think this is all, this is all standard. So we've got media format, language, actors, studio. That's not the important part today. The important part is release date. So for Scooby-Doo and Krypto 2, it's actually giving us the release date of the 25th of September 2023. I don't know about this. I think, and here's a weird thing that I did start to speculate when I first saw about this in my private time, where this could be some type of administration placeholder. So for instance, if we do know that Krypto 2 and Haunted High-Rise could possibly have been delayed, then they could literally have just cancelled out the 2 at the end of the year and add a 3. So what we could have been seeing is what was meant to be this year. So, for example, Krypto 2 could have been 25th of September 2022, and, we're going to get to this later, but Haunted High-Rise will have come out this year as well. But the thing is with that kind of line of thinking is it was heavily speculated and I don't think ever publicized, but I think everyone in the community was on the same page that the Scooby-Doo and Krypto 2 movie would, for all, we're not going to count it out, it could still very well be good, but it was a glorified advert for the DC League of Super Pets movie. So, and that came out the globally on Friday the 29th of July. And so, of course, 100% it could be possible that with it coming out so late in July, let's just say for the sake of ease, 29th of July, so 1st of August, let's just say that. Let's just cut the gap, let's round it up, let's just say that. So the first day of August and mid-September. I mean, I don't know how long things are staying in theatres nowadays, but I want to say that they would want to have this out more or less towards that release date, or maybe even before, because obviously then they can have that insert inside the DVD case where it says, and now DC League of Super Pets coming this date, or coming to a cinema near you soon. It doesn't really make sense to risk the numbers dropping from DC League of Super Pets opening month in fact, and then, maybe it has a resurgence towards the end of its life cycle. I don't see that at all, unless it was going to be on HBO Max and there was going to be a HBO Max advert in this, or I guess the home media release. I mean, has DC League, when did DC Super Pets come out on DVD? Let me just check that quickly, and if it do take too long, then I will actually cut this out. So the release date for the DVD, it seems like it came out October 4th. So the release date, I don't know if that's like regional or anything, but a release date was October 4th. I'm seeing here, maybe this is the UK release, October 10th. So even then, they would have got there decently in time for October 10th, but I don't know. I don't know about the Krypto 2 release date. I'm going to disregard the 25th of September date, because despite the fact that I do know that things get released then, because I even think, personal, graduation, it was around about the same time that we released our first interview with Kate Melton. That was gonna coincide with Courage the Cowardly Dog's release, which was our graduation day, which I believe was the 14th of September. So a September release date isn't out of the question, but I'm thinking Krypto 2 maybe more February, March. That's just an instinct I've got. I don't know if I'm going to be correct. I mean, if we do get it in September, then that's fine, but I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit more closer to the start of next year, so that way they've got that reassurance that Scooby isn't over, they've got the kind of revenue coming in, and also that they can hype up a later release. Now, I do want to cite this source because in my last video, I did reach out, in a sense, to the community that's been around a lot longer than us, because we are quite young in terms of the amount of time we've been in the community. Like, I think that every day we're getting more and more information and all the interviews, but at the end of the day, we haven't lived through that. So, huge shout out to @Collector Scooby on Twitter, who said, "I honestly think the Amazon leaks are good signs. They have usually been pretty spot on in the years past when they have leaked upcoming DTVs, so this gives me hope. I could see one being released in the first half of 23 and the second part being released around September, October." Now, Collector Scooby's been around the community for ages, and so that way it's actually really helpful that we've got this type of experience thing around it. Like, I know that Amazon leaks have happened in the past, but I have not been there to see how accurate they've been. So I do think these two movies are more likely than not coming. But I don't know. I guess it would be going against Collector Scooby if I kind of disputed the release date, but I don't know. I think the release date is the one thing, if anything, that can be disputed in this whole situation, given the fact that so many things have maybe been shelved, have maybe been revived, maybe they've been delayed, maybe they've been cancelled. So I think release date is up in the air at all at this point. Like, if there's so many movies that we can speculate have been completed, it's just a case of let's get it out there, then in essence, it could be released. That we could have like 3 movies drop tomorrow if they wanted to. Let's be real. So Scooby-Doo and Krypto 2, 25th of September 2023. Mark that down in your calendar. But for me personally, I'm going to be expecting a trailer maybe February or March, just on instinct alone. But that's just me, and maybe that factors into the next thing that we're going to discuss, which is Scooby-Doo and the Haunted High Rise. So again, you've got that kind of information that kind of stays the same. So, media format, actors, studio. Again, we're not here for that today. But the release date for the Haunted High Rise was set to be the 1st of October 2023. Now, this is a tricky thing to discuss. I am going to further make a video about this to kind of discuss sources and everything. But there is indication from the Scooby-Doo Italia account that Haunted High Rise is in fact, or was in fact, the partner to Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. Now, again, it's a situation where we could know more about this than we're meant to say. There is some credible evidence behind this claim. So let's say hypothetically that I believe this evidence. So, if we are to assume that Haunted High Rise was the partner to Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo, then my theory about Krypto's release makes a lot of sense. So, 1st of October 2023, if we change that to the 1st of October 2022, again, that gives us that kind of, here's one thing this Scoobtober, and then we get Trick or Treat this Scoobtober. It kind of does baffle me to that end that we would end up getting Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo and not Haunted High Rise, purely for the fact that I think that this is a slightly, I don't know, it seems that in order to come out on the 1st of October, it would give off the essence of Halloween more than, say, a September release date. But I don't know. It's kind of a funny thing. But again, let's say that this is the other Halloween film. October 1st, fantastic release date. And Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo, I think that came out the 17th of October, if I'm not mistaken. So even that's a bit confusing when you think about it, because that would imply that maybe Haunted High Rise would have been further along than Trick or Treat. It's a really weird situation, guys. But again, this is all assuming that we are to believe that this is the second one. To that end, this gets so much more confusing, because say Krypto 2 was meant for the 25th of September 22, and then Haunted High Rise was set for the 1st of October 22, and then later that month, Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. So that's 3 DTVs in the space of 2 months, plus just another month's break until Scoob Holiday Haunt was meant to come out. I don't know what to think about that. And again, then assuming that again, there's even rumours of the Velma show coming out in January. It's great to have seen that much content, but maybe an angle that Warner Brothers was going for with the shelving was just, let's maximize profits by, spacing out this content a bit more. And that's kind of as well why I don't really think that they're going to wait so long for Krypto 2. Because if Velma tanks, if Velma absolutely gets ripped apart by critics, by fans in January, then surely a return to format in February, March, like I was speculating, would be good to rehabilitate their image with Krypto 2. But again, let's say we believe Haunted Tyrants is the second Trick or Treat Halloween movie. It would absolutely make sense for the 1st of October to be its release date for 2023 as well. In fact, I'm almost willing to bet we're going to get it in the 1st of October 2023. So I think more or less the reason why I'm disputing the Krypto release so much is because I do 100% believe the Haunted High Rise date. And I also, to that end, don't think that they're going to put 2 DTVs so close together, unless they've done that in the past. Again, I'm going to rely on people that have been in the community a lot longer than me to say, yes, this has happened before, this has been the biggest gap, this has been the longest gap. That's kind of the thing that I don't know, and I can only sit here and speculate. I think I've rambled on for a little bit too long at this point. I just wanted to get you guys as much information as possible. So I guess that does it for today. Again, we're going to be doing a little bit of a shorter video next time, talking about sources and possibilities. And again, I don't want to say too much, but what the information that we do have publicly, I do very much want to speculate upon that, because at the end of the day, anything can change nowadays. So if you do want to hear more about that, then please like, comment, and subscribe to JayBee Milly.